instead of one, because they're swinging for the home run instead of giving themselves up to get a runner close. And next thing you know, you need a fly ball or a weak single through the right side, and there you go.
No, that's it, man. And I think, and there's a double edge.
2015 and 2016, you're coming off a year of winning the state championship and the target's on your back. And it's easy for us as players, taking in that success and then also wanting to talk about it. And, you beat a team, you want to talk crap, right? It's just it's a competitive thing that most people do. But also you don't want to win. You don't need to win social media, right? You need to win on the field.
Right, and there's a balance to that too. You know what I mean? Like even in our program, you're seeing us even more of a social media presence. Even in the last 18 months to 2 years, we're on Instagram, a little more heavier and stuff. But I think that's just our brand and really giving more avenues to our alum, our more avenues to our players and our youth players and parents. Just to be more informative and open those lines of communication. But that's it. I mean, you said it. We really have to find that balance. Is the best way.
Let's go ahead and just kind of fast forward. So what is your mission and what is, the program's mission? How are you looking to, combine those two moving forward?
Yeah, really my big thing is just getting kids better. Not really doing it for any other reason other than just helping kids get a better youth experience, just making kids better, making it fun for them. I think that's the biggest thing at the youth age is making it fun, especially with like travel baseball now. I mean, you see it. You're another 15U coach, and parents in tournaments can get a little crazy. So it's really just about having fun at this age and making a good experience for the kids.
It looked like you took a lot of pride in having control, right? Exactly. Maybe not having to throw it past everybody. Maybe not there's the strikeout pitchers or the contact pitchers. I would say you were able to do both. And would you attest that to what the philosophy was with Coach Rodriguez?
Absolutely, because when you're in when you're getting into like the 14U summer ball kind of stuff, it's all about, hey, here's a radar gun. What's your velo? Where's it going? Nobody cares if it's in the dirt. Is it up high? Who cares? First day I came into Jackson for tryouts as a freshman, there were no radar guns. The only thing you were counting were how many strikes you threw in that bullpen, and that was your tryout, because they know what translates to a game. Strikes translates to a game. Velocity will come with age, strength, and better mechanics. And so the coaches here understand that. So it was very different coming in just to see that, oh my gosh, like all they care about is filling up the zone, executing your pitch. And, the biggest thing for me was once you get to college, that's what they do too. They're not sitting there with a radar gun behind you all the time saying, hey, what's your velo? Okay, highest guy gets a throw. No, it's who can execute the most pitches, because at that level, everybody throws basically around the same. So, coming here, I think that the control part really translates more to a game because, like you said, my sophomore year, I didn't have anything that blew anybody away. I mean, I was probably 83, 84, maybe touching 85 once in a while, but I mean, nothing to where a high school hitter was like, I can't hit this. And then, back to my junior year, like I never was really that 92 guy. I was still around that 88, and but my pride focus was, listen, I'm going to throw this on the outside, and I'm going to ask you, can you hit it? If you can't, I win. So, and I could do that with 82. I could do that with 84. And, that actually helped me when I went to college because I obviously tore my UCL my freshman year. And I was pitching basically the entire fall with, no UCL, but I was still getting outs. And I was throwing 82 against college hitters in the Big Ten on a team that just won the Big Ten championship. I was facing Dylan Dingler every day, and I was just hitting my spots, and it was working. So at the end of the day, hitting your spots for me was the biggest thing. I didn't really care about velocity or anything in high school because I know how to, I was told and taught through Jackson, the way to win is to execute your pitches and make sure that you make every pitch count rather than let's just see how hard I can throw it down the middle.
Kids that maybe didn't get that opportunity as a sophomore on that stage, but do you have guys feed off each other off of good outings, or is it something that you guys work on behind the scenes to have these kids' mentality to come up there and build and want to outdo somebody else?
Sure, that's a great question, and I don't think I've heard this so far on this program, but our varsity gold team has been paramount to that whole idea of what you're talking about right now. And it gives them a taste against other varsity teams. They're not against other, varsity gold teams for the other programs. We're playing other varsity teams, and Yanni, for instance, got that taste his freshman year, pitching a little bit on that varsity gold team. And I think that's why 2015 had so much success after the 2014 year, because those guys were all playing really good teams. They were playing a Solon team. They were playing, I forget who else we had played that year. There's 3 or 4 good teams that year that we had played that they were legit varsity baseball teams that these guys were going and competing against, most of the time beating them. And so they come in 2015 after we graduated the house in 2014, and they're able to be in those uncomfortable situations that you're kind of talking about. And I think that's how we've been able to kind of go from one year that has a bunch of seniors to the next year and still be pretty successful, because we've been able to use that that gold team to be able to roll into the next year. But nobody really sees that, because that doesn't necessarily always make the paper, and that doesn't make the stat book and all that stuff. But those guys are still competing in those games behind the scenes.
And it ultimately has proven to benefit the program, and not just from a pitching standpoint, position players, offensively, defensively. I want to talk about one more thing, pitching and road in life. Not just because not everybody's going to play in college, and then even after college, it's few and far in between that somebody makes it to the next level being a professional. But do you agree that playing sports throughout your career helps set you up for life later down the road?
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many lessons that you learn. There's hardly a day goes by that I don't think about my high school football and wrestling coach, and that's gospel. I mean, more so maybe in sometimes some of the lessons my father taught me. But our coaches, if they're doing the job right, and I think they are, they're teaching more than just how to play the game. Mm-hmm. They're teaching how to be a young man. They're teaching you how to overcome adversity. Everybody's going to face adversity. In the world we're living in right now, we have a lot of people that are struggling with facing adversity. But through athletics, you learn how to, overcome these things. And that's probably one of the most important lessons that you can learn. How to be a teammate, how to work together. Every job you have, no matter what, you're going to have to learn how to work with people. Sometimes I hear people say, well, this coach is too tough or that. Well, sometimes you're going to have a boss that's too tough, right. And you got to learn how to deal with that. And of course, I think the mental toughness aspect of sports is setting you up for success in life. Absolutely.
This episode, I do want to ask both of you, how much fun is it to be back here coaching?
It's amazing. This building wasn't here when I was here. If I think back to when I was here in 2011, 2012, we'd be sitting in grass or gravel right now, or in those 2 cages that were out here. So I think some of our youth kids and even our high school kids and our community doesn't realize how much of a blessing this really is to have in our, right in your backyard and at your home ballpark every day.
Yeah, same thing as Zink. I mean, we didn't have turf when I graduated. We didn't have the facility and we didn't have turf. So it's great to be back, and to coach for Coach Gamble it's an excellent experience. The wealth of knowledge he has about baseball, it's helped my coaching career immensely. And D-Rod and the coaching staff that we have here is pretty unbelievable. So I love it. I love every day I get to come coach with this group.
Games, whether it was at second base, whether it was behind the plate, or whether Coach Gamble was asking you to play outfield, third base, something else. What did you do to get ready?
Really, I just tried to focus on doing my job. I didn't have to be anybody I wasn't. I just had to do my job. If I was playing second base that day, my job was to play second base, and not make any errors. If I was playing third, same deal. Catching, control the staff. But, if you go out there and you don't do your job, somebody else is going to. Here at Jackson, we're lucky enough to have enough guys that the next man up is great. So if we go out there and you don't perform, somebody else is taking your spot. And if you want to be on the field, you got to be able to adapt.
Maybe you're more in tune because you guys have already been there and done that. You guys have been successful at the varsity level, and then you guys got to go play at the next level. What would you say to any of the kids in the youth and travel program right now?
I mean, I'd say just take it day by day. Just focus on the process and what you do best, and keep working hard. The second you get lackadaisical, there's going to be somebody else out there getting better that day. So, but most importantly, keep having fun with the game. It has to stay fun. You're playing once baseball doesn't become fun, or it becomes not fun anymore, then your performance dips and it's just not the same anymore. So I'd just say just be loose, have fun. It's a game, and keep working hard.
Yeah, I'd say the main goal is having fun, keep working hard, work even harder, because once you make that transition, if you do, it's even a harder competition up in college level. And I think Jackson does prepare you well for that level. Like the practices are just about the same as they are in college. You know, it's all ran about the same. But I'd say just, the main thing, keep working hard and having fun, enjoying baseball. I mean, if you stop enjoying baseball, it's just really, I mean, there's hardly a point of even playing, because that's the main thing, is just loving the game.
And focus on the classroom.
Yeah, that
Right.
too.
Right. You can't get there unless you have the grades to get into school. So, Jake and Sam, one thing, game of failure. Baseball is probably the only thing you can do 30% of the time correct, and you're one of the greatest players of all time.
Agreed.
So, how do you, as a coach, both take that for your staff and then players of baking in failure to practice, and then also accepting failure when it comes to baseball?
Sure, that's a great point, and that's really where we're battling that mental side, you know, and we talk about it a lot in our program, and you know, you being in this, and Gianni, who's behind the scenes, have been in this, but we talk about I can't get you ready for every environment. I can't train you for what a Final Four is going to feel like. So our goal really is to make you uncomfortable, you know, in a good way, in a positive, but we need to make you uncomfortable. We need to make the training sessions uncomfortable. We need to get you used to being uncomfortable and then performing at an elite or high level. Because I can't say, hey, this is what Huntington Park or Canal Park's going to feel like in the Final Four when everybody's staring at you, and you're there 4.5, 5 hours before. But what I can do is put you in those really, really competitive environments, you know, in those mentally challenging situations to create trust, so you can build off those foundational pieces. So when we go play in an elite game with everything on the line, and we know it's an Elite Eight for a dog pile, that's what we want to do, and we still want you to just unleash it, you know, let it go and get after it. So really, we're trying to get that mental toughness as much, because here's the deal: at the end of the day, you know, we have some elite players and alum that are playing at the next level, and every kid, I wanted to be that, you wanted to be that. But at the end of the day, you know, I want them to be successful students. I want them to be great fathers. I want them to take over their youth program and in the town or city they're living in, and I want them to be able to give that experience to their kids. So, you know, it's that kind of like pay it forward, you know, create that standard so they have that experience.
And I would say it also, you know, sets them up for life later on down the road.